Hello everyone, let's talk about Portugal. The Portuguese began the age of discoveries between the 15th and 17th centuries. We discovered the maritime route to the four corners of the world. The monarchy of Portugal was the political regime that ruled in Portugal from 1143 to 1910, and in 1910 Portugal became a republic country. The first educational institutions in Portugal were closely linked to the Catholic religion. The oldest university in the country is also one of the oldest in the world, the University of Coimbra, founded in 1290. We can all agree that all countries in the world have different traditions. Here in Portugal, we celebrate different holidays and have some unique traditional parties. Let's talk about them. Carnival, which is normally celebrated in February, is a festive season where people go out in disguise and have lots of fun pretending to be somebody or something else. On April 25th, we celebrate our freedom. It's a very important day for Portugal, where we remember how our ancestors suffered from the dictatorship. Santos Populares tradition takes place in June and it's full of fun, parties and fairs scattered all over the country on the nights of Sant Antonio, São João and São Pedro. In these very cheerful parties we gather to eat, drink and have fun in the streets of popular neighborhoods, decorated with colorful arches and balloons. Maguste is a popular festival. This tradition is celebrated on Dia de São Martim on 11th of November. On this day we reunite with friends and family and gather around a fire where chestnuts are roasted to eat. All Saints' Day takes place on November 1st. We celebrate the bread of God, and on the morning, children go out door to door asking for sweets. Sounds like Halloween, but here there is no dare and kids aren't disguised. Portuguese culture is fascinating for those who visit or live in the country. It is impossible to remain indifferent when visiting our country. Our great festivals are São João do Porto, Santo António de Lisboa, São Brás de Alportel do Algarve, Santo Cristo dos Milagres in the Açores, and the Feast of Flower in Madeira. Who doesn't like music? Here in Portugal, the streets always have someone singing, playing an instrument, or dancing. We have a unique type of music called fado. It is sung by a singer, accompanied by a Portuguese guitar and a classical guitar. As dances, we have the folklore groups, a traditional Portuguese dance. Now let's talk about gastronomy. One of the most important things for the Portuguese people is our gastronomy. Most of our meals are divided into starters, soups, main course, dessert, and coffee. As a starter, we have pastéis de bacalhau, olives, and gizzards. Then we moved on to the soups that can be called verde or our delicious sopa de pedra. For the main dishes, we have the cozida à portuguesa. We also have pica no chão or cabidela. Still about the meats, we can enjoy feijoada and francesinha. Some of the most enjoyed fish we have are sardines, dried carapau, typical of Nazaré, octopus alagareiro, and cod. For desserts, we have the typical aveiro ovos moles, the traditional sweet from our area, Leiria, with the name of brisa do lixo. To go along with all this food, we have our traditional port wine. As with food, we also attach great importance to our celebrities. In terms of football, we have obviously Cristiano Ronaldo, the best player in the world. In Portuguese literature, we have Luís Vaz de Camões, a great poet of the time of discovery. In fashion, we have Sara Sampaio. In terms of art, we have Amália Rodrigues, one of the best fadistas in the country. Portugal, as a nation country, holds Asian traditions, full of deep symbolism and pride. Drinking coffee with family and friends. As a form of saying goodbye or farewell, we tend to give 2 kisses on the cheek to show respect towards one another. Portugal is one of the few countries that one's visit cannot be easily forgotten by someone, as it awakens a very specific feeling named saudade. Starting with Belém Tower, which was always seen as a symbol of defense to the country and surrounded by the Tejo River. It was elected one of the 7 wonders of Portugal. The sanctuary of Fatima in Leiria, it is visited by believers and pilgrims from all over the world to keep their promises and thank the higher beings for the received blessings. The volcanic origins of Açores make the thermal pools an authentic paradise when you look for thermal baths in pools made by nature. In Madeira we have Santana houses, but last but not least, Serra da Estrela is in the center region and is formed by a large mountain chain. In Portugal, it is the only place where you can find snow in the winter. If you ever consider visiting Portugal, you will have the opportunity to see quite a few wild animals, such as boars. Once you get there, you can get a glimpse of the same bottlenose dolphins, more specifically in Sado estuary. Another typical animal is the Iberian lynx. Unfortunately, they are one of the most endangered wild-caught species in the world. In order to make our country even more colorful and bright, Mother Nature gave us a wide variety of plants. Now, leaving reality behind, let's get to know two myths and legends about this magical country. Let's start with the legend of Galdo-Barcelos. It tells the story of a dread roasted in the proof of an innocence of a man wrongly accused of murder. Everything started in a village full of fear, with a murder on the loose and a mystery to solve. Innocent people were accused, tests of innocence were made, but it was no use. The man sentenced to death pointed to a roasted rooster on the table and said, "It's so right that I'm innocent as it is that this rooster is going to sing when you hang me." And guess what? The rooster sang. But better than roosters is the fate that Portuguese have that our lost king Dom Sebastião will return from the fog. Dom Sebastião became a myth after his disappearance in the Battle of Alcácer Quibir in North Africa. His death opened a door to a dynastic crisis that put the Spanish kings in the Portuguese throne. Until today, the Portuguese people are still waiting for Dom Sebastião to return.